Whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened there? Did it just cut out? Did it cut out?
It seems to have.
No, we're live.
Are we still live?
We are live right now, yeah.
It cut out on us.
The video was having trouble playing for some reason. Restream sucks.
Yeah, dude.
It's not my computer.
No.
Good. Okay. Sweet.
Don't tell me they're having server issues. A lot of people are taking the weekend off and they're not playing around on the internet.
It's all right, P-dubs. I'm used to finishing quickly. So.
You figured they'd have more bandwidth. Way to go, Nostalgia. Nostalgia, do me a favor. Do the intro.
Welcome back to the Super Game Room Dudes. Tonight we've got a thrilling yet exciting, also mediocre show for you scheduled for tonight. As you can tell, our normal introductor individual is not with us. Detroit Love has decided that he'd rather not do the live stream with us this evening. Tonight you can expect to hear Michael B typing on his mechanical keyboard. And you can also expect that we're going to have some pretty unimportant things to talk about, but you're going to sit there and you're going to listen to it anyways because that's just what you do on Friday nights. Now, without further ado, I will introduce you to Patrick P-Dubs, the Arcade Loft, as well as Michael B, the Game Genie, and then myself, Nostalgia. Welcome to the Super Game Room Dudes. We hope you have a bucket of popcorn.
Oh my God, Nostalgia, that was painful.
Of course it was. You didn't give me any notice. I didn't even have the full 30 seconds to think of something creative.
That was painful. Like I know when you do it, you like to do the whole cringe style.
Yeah.
Edgelord. He's an edgelord.
But that was even more cringe than I'm used to from you. Holy cow.
So I wanted to tell you guys, I did mention that this week we would have less show and the same Super Game Room Dudes action. We have had several complaints about an aspect of the show being unpleasing to everybody, so we've added a new feature that will fix all the unpleasantness on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce the nostalgia filter. Oh, it's not big enough. Damn it.
Can you make it bigger?
It was supposed to be bigger. That's what she said.
Mike. Not nice, man. Not nice to cover your boy's face. That's just not nice.
You remember wrestling, right?
Yeah. Do me a favor, guys. Start voting in the poll. Zoltar, one of the most anticipated home arcade products of the year, has finally made its way into people's homes. They've been shipping out all week. People have been receiving them. Definitely let me know what you guys think now that some people have posted pictures and some videos and stuff. Are you waiting on yours? Are you not interested in it? Did you receive yours already and it's awesome? Or you're waiting to order one, which we'll talk about in just a little bit as well. I have mine right here, and we're going to zoom in and show off some stuff for those of you who might not have your Zoltar yet. There's a couple quirks with it, just like any other product out there. But we'll talk. We'll get to all that.
And you have a show coming up soon, don't you?
Yep. We'll talk about all that during that segment.
That's excellent. We can advertise for you and your show.
That'd be great. That'd be great, Mike. I'd really appreciate it. Speaking of which, Mike, don't you have a big show on Monday where you and RGT85 are going to confirm the death of Arcade1Up? Or did you invite him on to wait? Hold on. Now we're promoting your show. What are we doing here, Mike? Or did you invite him on to? Are you going to debate him? Are you going to say Arcade1Up lives? No debate? Oh, man, I love debates.
No, we're just going to talk about it. Sean's the guy who got me into Arcade1Up. If it wasn't for him, I probably never would have picked one up. So I thought it'd be fun to have him on, talk about his take, where he got his information from, and, we'll look at it now.
And not to make him feel left out, Nostalgia also has a video going live at 9 a.m. tomorrow on his channel reviewing the latest air fryer from LG. Guys, you're not going to believe what your chicken nuggets are going to taste like.
No fishy taste.
From the new wave oven.
Also, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Quarter Arcade's BurgerTime. They released some new photos of their final design before this thing starts being manufactured. We're also going to talk a little bit about AtGames, Arcade1Up stuff. What else are we going to talk about?
New games on the Nintendo Switch Online. They really came out swinging with this absolute awesome lineup of NES games. They're really giving you value for your Nintendo Switch Online membership with these NES games they're releasing.
Yep. And as always, guys, if you need... Wait, what just happened? Where'd the Game Genie rumors go? There it is, guys. As always, if you're looking for the latest and greatest in arcade news, make sure you dial 1-900-GAME GENIE rumors. Michael B., do me a favor. Can you let people know if they call your hotline, what will you be revealing this week on the Game Genie rumors hotline?
I don't really have anything. I don't know if you noticed, but it's kind of slow in the home arcade community. You wanna ask me some other questions, like, call me for a free Bumble card reading. Let's just put it that way.
It's such a nerd. All right, let's say hi to who's here in the live chat before we get the show started proper. Restream moved everything.
It's really rough to use now.
And
really.
just bear with me as I figure out where all the buttons are nowadays, ladies and gentlemen.
I actually heard a rumor that the engineers working at Arcade1Up that designed the new NBA Jam also did the redesign of Restream.
All right, so let's see here. If you want your shout outs, speak now or forever hold your peace. As you guys know, I always do this as quickly as possible. Bo knows Tecmo, Frankie D, Jeremy K, Jason, Little Alien is moderating, MSU Rich, Mitchie B, Andy's Game Room, Mike, Hawk, Hertz, Retro Dude, Carl Young, Emmanuel, Amano, Hermano, Ravioli, Stock Jock is here, Retro Dude, Carl Young, James hates everything but secretly loves everybody, Chris NXXW, Toxin is here as well, Wagner's Tech Talk is here as well, Carl O, who else is here? Goofyfoot, Jeremy K, Meatballs, Saucy. We got JR is here as well, screaming in the live chat to say his name. Iceman is here. Thumper Squid, Bill's Retro Gaming Show, Danny Z, Hazo, MSU Rich, Sathius, 720, Eric. And who else is here? That's it. That's it. Only a few hundred souls here this evening. The arena's half empty.
We appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully everybody had a great and safe 4th of July. You still have all your digits, and you didn't punch any of your relatives. So welcome to the show.
There you go. There you go. I don't know about this stupid floating background. Let's try this one. Let's see. Let's try. There we go. There you go. Got a little arcades in the background. There you go. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. Who keeps hitting all the buttons? Is that Nostalgia?
Or Carl. Carl might be at a dinner doing stuff.
Is that you, Nostalgia?
Can you see my hands?
All right.
So Nostalgia, I got a quick question for you. I noticed that you've got Batman set up in the background there on your AtGames Legends Ultimate. As you can notice, my LCD display is down again. I guess my cats were having fun, but have you ever played that Batman Atari arcade game? Is it actually any good?
The Atari one?
Yes, the one you have on the screen behind you. Yes.
This one. Mike, can you ask the question again?
Hey, Nostalgia, the Batman game you have behind you, have you ever actually played it?
Yes, I've played it a little bit. I've never beaten the game. I've played it. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I might try that later on tonight.
It's okay. It's not the greatest Batman game I've ever played.
What's the best Batman game you ever played?
Oh, one of the Arkham games, I think. Let me think which
one. Yeah, you're not much of a retro guy, so.
Well, hold on. That's not fair, because I was going to say The Adventures of Batman and Robin for Super Nintendo. I really like that.
That's wrong, too.
But that's a fun game.
It is really fun.
What's
my two favorites are the original Batman NES or Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo. Both of those are world class.
Batman Returns. You like that
on the Super Nintendo? It's incredible. And honestly, one of the prettiest games you could play on the Super Nintendo. Konami went out of their way to make this excellent.
I know the game. I just wouldn't have picked that over Adventures of Batman and Robin. I think
I just haven't played a lot of Adventures of Batman and Robin. I played the Sega Genesis version. I
very
hear
different
that's
game.
very different from the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, completely different. The reason I like that one the best is because I've got like this big. When I think of Batman, I think of like Batman animated series from the '90s. So like
Yeah.
I love that series. So
I know
that
what you're
game
talking
was yeah, that game was
But
very heavily.
have you explored the Sunsoft Batman?
I don't think so. Which one are we talking about here?
Ooh, Sunsoft Batman on the NES. You got to get into that. Me and you should do something on that because
Oh,
Sunsoft Batman
mhm.
is it's not Batman by no means. There's so much weird shit in it, but it's so good. So good. What a great NES game.
I would be interested in that.
Yeah.
I would be interested in that. Yeah, surprisingly, I haven't played a ton of the older Batman games, but
Mhm.
pretty much
Oh
Super
man.
Nintendo up. There's even a couple like GameCube Batman games that were like really bad that I
Yeah,
dabbled in for a little bit.
you can skip those, but
Yeah,
Sunsoft Batman and Batman Returns on the SNES, in my opinion, are required homework.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will consider that.
All right, guys, let's dive into our first main topic of the evening, and that is going to be Numbskull Quarter Arcades releasing some final pictures for us of their upcoming BurgerTime Quarter Arcade. And taking a peek here, guys, let me get your reactions. Nostalgia. I know you're super excited about this one, right, my dude?
Yeah, I mean this game has been actually no, I think it's a sweet arcade, and I know that there's a lot of love for it. I like the kind of the unique shape of the cabinet. Burger Time is definitely a game that I've spent a little bit of time playing. I don't have a ton of nostalgia for it. It's one of those arcade titles that was
Mm-hmm.
pretty long before my time. Um, but I'm actually excited that they've got this coming out because it's such a cool looking cabinet. Like it looks really, really cool. And if you've got these things on display, this is one that's going to stand out. So I think it looks pretty decent if you ask me.
Mike, what do you think about what this should probably be the final version that people will receive? What are you thinking?
Yeah, it looks like it. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's everything the Arcade 1Up one should have been, like we know. Um, they knocked it out of the park. Like I just love the shape. Everything's so iconic about Burger Time. Maybe not everybody loves the game as much as I do, but like I'm a super big fan of the game as long as it has the correct controls. Again, when your joystick's off to the side because it's really a kung fu cab or what was the game Karate Champ cab when it's really a Karate Champ cab, trying to pretend it's a Burger Time cab. The controls aren't exactly great because it's got 8-way controls and your joystick's not centered. So I think this is beautiful. I've played a lot of the quarter arcade cabs. They are very playable. And it's just, I really want this. This is one I want. I'm just going to have to consider shipping and what the total cost is. Like, I think these are going to be $2.99.
Yeah, they're not going to be cheap.
No.
Will said pepper buttons right there. Will for you right there's
Oh,
the
they're
pepper button
beautiful.
right there, right there. So taking a peek here, I'm pretty impressed with it. I mean, obviously, if you love Burger Time, I also love the comment we saw from Bo where they said all the fans screaming for 80s 80s arcade games. Well, here's one of the biggest ones of the 80s. So shut up or shut up. They gave you what you asked for. So get your orders in if you're interested. But I think it looks really, really cool. You got to love the chef shaped hat cabinet, stuff like that. I think it looks really nice. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love the marquee. The marquee is gorgeous. They have the right cabinet shape. It looks great. I mean, no, Ninja Turtle toes anywhere on it, so that's a plus.
It's such a cute like character, Peter Pepper right here. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's just, it's just great. Just makes me happy. Makes me actually want to eat a burger. Jason is
right.
screaming for more Oities as well in the live chat.
See, and that's the other reason I really want this. Like, I I don't know if you know this, guys, but I really, really like burgers. Like every single time there's a holiday, like my daughter and my family get me all burger stuff. I actually run a burger Facebook fan page here in Newfoundland where people share their burger eating adventures. So I'm a big burger guy anyways. So.
So what's interesting about Quarter Arcades, I mean, we like both companies, Quarter Arcades and New Wave Toys. But Quarter Arcades, the machines are larger. So if you want a little bit of a larger desk form factor, you go with Numbskull Quarter Arcades. But they're missing HDMI out and the ability to plug in a USB controller, which is pretty much standard on any New Wave Toys product. And, I just don't understand why we can't get that in there for people who want to play these on the TV. Go ahead.
So they say it's for a price reason. I think like the big difference is like Glenn was talking about his Build-a-Cade tonight, which is on sale right now, which is essentially a Raspberry Pi case. That's kind of what New Wave Toys are. They're a desk decoration. They're really cool, but like essentially they can be really a plug and play to your TV with the nicest plug and play case you ever saw. Quarter Arcades is going for something different. They're not really interested in becoming a plug and play machine. They really want to be a playable quarter size machine. So they don't really offer that option. They mentioned it was to keep costs down. It's already $299, so I understand where they're coming from. I mean, these will be pretty hard to move if you gotta, move that needle up. So
yeah. So I mean, the way I look at Numbskull and Quarter Arcades is they're collectibles. They're high quality collectibles from both companies. So, considering we love arcade games, the fact that there's a high quality arcade collectible out there, I have no problem covering this stuff on our channels and stuff. I noticed we have a couple of viewers who, anytime we talk about these companies, they scream in our comments section. They say, we only want to talk about 3/4 scale cabs, guys. There's no 3/4 scales coming out. What do you want to talk about?
I get it. Like not everybody wants this stuff. There's some fans that want, like, I see this and I would get this, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't want a larger size recreation. I would get this and it's a cute decoration and you could kind of play it, but to be able to buy some kind of like more to a full size replica would mean everything. And there's some people that don't want anything other than that, right?
Yeah. Hopefully this has a 4-way gate on it. I don't recall them saying it didn't. And considering it's the only game on the machine, I'd be shocked if they put a square gate or in their 8-way gate.
Well, it happens. I mean, you look at Ghosts and Goblins for New Wave Toys. I mean, they put an 8-way gate on that.
They did?
Yeah. Several YouTube content creators covered it. I mentioned in my review. Nostalgia mentioned it. I think Rexer was the one who originally discovered it. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest complaints about Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts on MAME is that most arcade sticks and stuff have an 8-way gate and Ghosts and Goblins is unplayable.
Yeah, I had both of them. I still have both of them. And one of them, it was worse than the other, which I pointed out in my review. So yeah, now I remember. Dude, so much has happened since then. But yeah, one of them didn't play as well as the other. When are we building that Neo Sprint track? I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. I did a live stream showing off that new Neo Sprint.
Sorry, that was nostalgia.
I did a live stream showing off that new Neo Sprint game, and I started the whole build a track bike. And I'm not into Sims building type games. Does that make sense? Like, I don't like Minecraft. I don't play The Sims. Like, there's a lot of like cool games that you would be like, P-Dubs would love it because I love fantasy stuff. P-Dubs probably plays Age of Empires. No, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't want to build castles and farms, and I'm not into the Sims stuff, right? So like I started trying to build a track, and sure enough, I got bored and I was like, I'm pulling the stream, I'm done.
The track building is cool, but it's not super intuitive. Yeah. I will say that. Like, I started building a track and like I was getting really frustrated with trying to make my roads end. So it's not super intuitive. It's okay and it's cool to do. I mean, It's always cool when you can build new tracks and there's user created tracks, because it gives the game so much life and so much length. Like, think about I'm going to try to say this right, Mario Maker, games like that. When other people can create tracks, you always have new content.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor, guys, in the live chat. If you're going to be picking up a BurgerTime quarter arcades, I don't think they put these up for pre-order yet, did they? They put up some pre-orders for like Elevator Action and Kicks and a couple others. Did they put an order up for this one?
I don't think it's gone up yet.
Yeah.
I know they also did an interview on Cool Toys channel there the other day as well.
Yeah.
So you guys can go check that out as well. They're really getting a lot of information out there about BurgerTime. This is a really cool release of Gmode Data East's release. In my opinion, this is the best one. This is the most iconic.
Yeah, so guys, if you're interested in picking one of these up, do me a favor, give me a 1 in the live chat right now. If you're going to pass on this one, wait for the next release, give me a 0, and that would be great. Okay, let's get that. Let's get this off the screen. I got to try and figure out how to do this now with
it's so complicated, isn't it? You got to go over to the bubbles of us on the side and then take it off or hit stop sharing. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, interesting. Stop sharing screen. Okay, wow, jeez, they changed everything. It's a hot mess. 19K Fox is like me. He couldn't get into Minecraft. Graphics were too blocky. That's pretty funny. Vic Vicious says he's not picking up a 1/4 scale, but if someone releases a 3/4 one, he'd be into it. We also saw Biggie D. Biggie D's here. What's up, Biggie D? Welcome back to the channel. Been playing Zelda Link's Awakening today. Showed the last time he played it was 2021.
I love that remake. That's what I'm assuming he's playing is the remake. The remake was just amazing. Anytime this top-down Zelda, it's a good deal.
Yep. Sathius loved playing Command and Conquer back in the day. I'm seeing more 0s than 1s in the live chat. Nostalgia, are you a BurgerTime hater?
I am not a BurgerTime hater. I'm just not a BurgerTime lover. So yeah, for me, this is a great machine for their lineup. It's going to be a really good machine for a lot of the collectors, especially for people who really want some of the older arcade titles to be recreated in this form factor. If I was, gonna put my money out there and pick a machine, it's not going to be BurgerTime, just because I don't have any. Like, I've never played a real BurgerTime arcade machine in my life. I actually have never seen one in person, so it does nothing for me on that front.
If you were coming to Galloping Ghost, you'd be able to see one. And there's nothing more magical than seeing like this arcade game you've played through MAME all your life and actually finally getting your hands on the original cabinet. I'm not fucking joking, man.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Yep, there's a bunch of games
like
that
when we went to Galloping Ghost and I got to play Robotron 2084 for the first time. Like, that was just special, right?
Yeah, I think it's awesome, and like it looks like it's very well done. I don't know the original machine versus this. From what I've seen, it looks like it's a really well done recreation. It doesn't drive me anywhere. So for me, it's kind of like probably not interested in picking it up myself. But it is really cool to see that it's there. It's the same thing that Arcade1Up, when they released it. Like, people are happy that it came out in that form factor at the time, but it wasn't anything I was ever interested in, so I just kind of skipped on it altogether.
I heard a rumor, guys, get ready for this. I know quarter arcades have released a lot, but there's a new rumor out there that they're doing a 1/4 scale Sega Time Traveler. So get ready for that, guys.
I don't know if I can never tell if you're serious or not. But speaking of quarter arcades, Mike, I'm wearing my Elevator Action shirt because I did put down the pre-order for Elevator Action. Like, they had Elevator Action, they had Kicks, they had Zookeeper.
Oh, they got the Zookeeper coming out. That's one I'm going to have a hard time staying away from.
Guys, what was the other one? There were like 4 that went up for pre-order recently. It was Elevator Action, Kicks, Zookeeper, and I think there was one more.
Maybe it was BurgerTime.
Yeah, thanks so much for the bless you in the chat, guys. My soul left my body. I didn't expel a demon. I sneezed so hard. Also, guys, if anyone remembers what the other one was that went up for pre-order, let me know in the live chat. But in the meantime, while we wait for that to come in, just a big, let's get that off there for right now. We'll get
Yep.
that off of there for right now.
I took it down when you said to take it down.
GRS Build-a-Cade. So this little mini 1/6 scale arcade cabinet kit that runs off a Raspberry Pi. This thing is usually $100 kit, but you'll notice at the top of the screen here, it might be hard for you to see it if you're watching on your cell phones, but at 50% off. TMG50 is the code to use at checkout. I typed that into the live chat, as well as I posted a link for this in the live chat as well. So big sale on the GRS Build-a-Cade, guys. You definitely want to pick it up, especially if it's only $50.
Yeah, and like I just talked about, this is essentially a $50 really cool Raspberry Pi case that also has a light-up marquee, and you can play arcade games on it. Perfect multi-cade to go with your New Wave toys, a Replicade collection. And the other thing is Glenn currently has 30% off site-wide right now. Crazy old Glenn Powell is dropping all the deals. Everything's on sale, so get in there. I don't. Is his Sinden shotgun that's up for sale right now? If you're an iArcade fan, like get into his Viper board, his Ultimate Control deck. Everything's on sale, 30%. Go check Glenn out. Great guy in the community, so go give him some support.
Yeah, Nostalgia, you've reviewed a lot of Raspberry Pi cases, right?
Lots of them.
Okay, so a lot of them are just a case you plug your Pi into. This one, you plug your Pi into it, and you could actually play it on the case. What are your thoughts on this as someone who's reviewed a crap ton of Raspberry Pi cases?
I think it's actually a cool little device. So the fact that it like what Mike said, it effectively is a Pi case, but it's got the built-in screen, it's got functional controls, it's got the ability to plug in additional controls. Mike, it's got HDMI out on the back, right?
Yes, it does.
So you can plug this into your TV. It's just a cool way to display your games. Now, I've never built one of these things. The display that's in there is a 16:9. Right?
Yeah, that's one of I'm sorry, guys. I'm honest to a fault. I love Glenn, but for playing this on the Replicade itself, if you sit above it, the viewing angles can be a little bit tough. The marquee comes out a little bit far, so when you look down, sometimes some of the screen's blocked off. Like you really got to be at eye level to really see everything that's on the screen for vertical games. Horizontal games, it's not that much of an issue, but it's a 16:9 screen. It just works. So
the screen can rotate either way.
No, I'm not aware of the screen rotating. I think it's locked in the vertical. Yeah,
it's locked, so you can't install it
locked in. There might be some updates. Like I haven't done much with it. The other thing that I love about it is it has a bunch of different swappable decks. I think there's an attachment now that the swappable part's easy, but when you put it together, like basically you have to take the whole thing apart to change the deck out, because I have the additional decks. It's a lot of work to get it back down to that part where you can swap the desk out. I think Glenn has built a piece now where the swappable decks is easier. But anyways, I mean, like for $50, these are really minor gripes at getting an awesome Raspberry Pi case.
Yep.
I finally found out what it was, because the chat, you guys failed. I asked the chat to tell me what it was, and nobody put it in the chat. So chat, come on, chat, wake up! Let's go! I said, what are the 4 cabinets? It was Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble was number 1, guys. I'm very disappointed in the live.
Bubble Bobble's not new, right? That's like a re-release.
That's a re-release, yeah. So it's $249, not $299. I was mistaken earlier.
Yeah. So you got, so Sathius was asking, he said, who's coming out with Elevator Action? So these are the 4 ones that have gone up for pre-order so far. Zookeeper, Taito Elevator Action, Taito Kicks, and Taito Bubble Bobble. There you go. So those are the 4. This is all available at justgeek.com. If you're trying to get it now, you missed like the little $20 off codes that they were offering for the pre-orders. So that kind of stinks. But I mean, just like what Nostalgia tells me all the time, $20 is $20, right? Nostalgia?
$20 is
$20, baby.
So just really quickly, one thing I do love about these companies and what they do, like we're never going to see probably like a 3/4 or full scale Zookeeper replication. So, I mean, if you're a big fan of that game, like I know my buddy Charlie Chuck is a big fan of Atari Food Fight. I mean, like no company is ever going to make these that has to go through retail. It's only the small companies where you're ever going to get some kind of recreation in your home. So, I mean, if you are fond of one of these iconic titles, and I mean, look at that Zookeeper. It's gorgeous. We're never getting a recreation on a normal size ever.
What makes you say that?
Well, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. I mean, obviously,
I have a feeling that if New Wave Toys actually down the road decided to make some full size or larger machines, they would probably be 80s titles, probably a smaller run too.
If New Wave Toys goes through retail, as was discussed by Glenn on, you can ask Shiloh on your show on Monday about the large scale. He very clearly said it depends on them finding a retail partner. So if it depends on them finding a retail partner, the retail partner is probably going to be responsible for approving what games they make, just like Arcade1Up.
So it's gonna be the same nonsense we've gone through.
That's my concern.
Where these millennials working at Costco and Sam's Club
how are you
going to be like,
I've never heard of Bubble Bobble before. What are you talking about? What is it?
Yeah, I love New Wave Toys and I think they're great, but I mean, there's a reality. Any of these home arcade companies that works with a retail partner, they have to sell it to the retail partner. So they just can't make whatever product they want. They can make a Zookeeper and then go to Walmart and be like, we got 5,000 Zookeepers. And Walmart's like, we don't fucking know what Zookeeper is.
Golden Tee it is, according to Will.
It's going to be a Pac-Man. That's what we're going to see.
Oh my God, can you imagine
that's not a discredit to them. I just want to be realistic with people and be like, there's limitations for when you go through retail. We've seen it for years.
Mike, I own pretty much 3/4 of the companies in the United States.
I do.
Shiloh hasn't reached out to me. I could just open some doors for him. That's all he's got to do.
Seems like a good time as we transition through some of these arcade machines to pivot over and talk a little bit about New Wave Toys. So, Nostalgia, have you been seeing everyone receiving their Zoltars, and how jealous are you? And what are your thoughts behind the machine?
I'm pretty jealous. I got to say, it looks really sweet. I've seen lots of posts. I've even seen some people actually show some damaged devices that they've received with the Zoltar figure was kind of broken off.
No. You've got a misunderstanding there. The ones with the Zoltar broke off. They were the special Survivor Series edition, so they show a little bit of damage.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, those were the Survivor edition, right, Mike?
Survivor Series, yeah.
Survivor Series.
Yeah. Even some people talking about the tassels not fully laying down straight or hanging straight. So, but overall, I mean, so far positive feedback. It looks freaking awesome. It looks so good. They did such a good job on it. I'm very jealous. I wish I had one in front of me just to play around with. They did a good job, and I'm excited to see that people are finally getting them because this was a long wait. We waited a long time for this to finally come from the original pre-orders.
Is this the one where they had to change the factory on? Was it Zoltar?
That was a different one.
They had to redesign some of the articulated movements on it, I think, because it wasn't moving exactly how they wanted it to.
Yeah.
So
we put a poll up.
Looks good.
We put a poll up in the live chat. Zoltar is arriving. What are your thoughts? Received mine. It's awesome. Waiting for mine to arrive. I think it's lame, or waiting to order one. And I find this interesting. Mike, take a look at these results right here. We're going to go ahead and end the poll. We had 122 votes. Thanks so much, guys. So out of 122 people, only 10% said they received it and it's awesome. But 50% of them said that they're still waiting to order one, that they must have missed the pre-order when these went up for pre-order. And then we have 28%, which said, I think it's lame, which is totally fine because not every product appeals to everybody, right? But these will be going up so New Wave Toys, if you guys are unfamiliar with New Wave Toys, what they like to do is they ship out their pre-orders. Once all their pre-orders ship out, they're going to go ahead and put this up for order. They are hoping that all the pre-orders got shipped out this week as well as over the weekend, and next week, right around Tuesday the 9th, they're hoping to put it up for order again for those who missed out on the pre-orders. So you might be able to.
If there's any left.
Yeah. So you might be able to. Well, no, they're going to put it up. So you might be able to grab one next week when they go up for pre-order again. And what was the price on these again? It was fairly cheap. I think I paid what, like 130 for mine or something like that.
Less than that originally. I thought they were $99 on the pre-order.
Yeah. The well, I mean, these people like this next wave aren't going to get that nice of a deal, but still they're going to get a decent deal. I would assume. We're gonna show off the Zoltar I have right here. Look at Will. He's calling them out. He's calling out the labos. Hey man, Will, not every product's for everybody, man. Thumper Squid says if you're enjoying the live stream, hit the thumbs up. Please do that as well. Mike or Nostalgia, do either of you have the Quarter Arcades page set up?
I was looking for it as
New Wave Toys.
I'm sorry, the New Wave Toys. Yes,
I'll get it up now.
Yeah, that way we can show the listing and a link. And I have mine here, and I'll kind of go full screen. And I got, as you guys know, I got this pretty nice camera. We'll zoom in so you guys can see the intricate details on here. There are a couple quirks with it. You know, as you guys know, we don't play games right here. So here it is right here. How much is it going to be, or how much was it?
$149.
$149. It will be $150. You can also pre-order from Sideshow Collectibles. There you go. Thanks so much, Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Yeah, I would swear when I pre-ordered mine, I paid a lot less than $150.
Yeah, it was $100 for the pre-order.
Yeah, it was $100.
I recall it being $99 for the pre-order as well.
Yeah, that's why, guys, you definitely got to go to their website and sign up for their email list. That way, when this stuff goes up for pre-order, you're able to get it at the best possible price. All right, so I'm gonna go full screen here. My apologies to my buddies. Your microphones will still be on. I definitely want to get your guys' feedback. Go ahead. Oh, what was that?
Why didn't you just put us down on the side, like you be the top screen? Look, there we are.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's not so bad, is it?
All right, so let me show you guys this. So here is our beautiful Zoltar, and let me grab my super cool controller here, and let's go in. Don't worry, it'll autofocus. So take a look right there. You'll notice that my curtains are also a little crooked, which happened during shipping. My curtains are a little crooked, and also, just like some other people, I got some dust and debris inside the glass.
It's good. Nice authentic feel to it.
And I don't know how to open it to get in there and clean it. You know what I mean? And I saw some people were complaining about this on their fan pages and stuff about the dust and all that. But I don't know how to open it to get in there and clean it and straighten out the curtains. You know what I mean? They gave you an access panel right here to get to the ticket dispenser, but you don't really have an access panel to get to this part. Does that make sense?
Just what happens if you have to change the light bulbs in the back?
Yeah. So
pull on the top really hard, and if you feel it cracking, that's just it loosening up.
That's just the adhesive coming loose. That's all. Yeah, that's exactly what you want.
All right, but dude, this thing's got a really loud speaker on it, and
Patrick, people can't see very well. Can you zoom in a little bit more?
Oh, I can.
No, you're zooming out. You zoom in. Keep going.
That's good.
That's good. There,
yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more.
Yeah, perfect.
Look at that. Isn't that cool?
It kind of looks like nostalgia.
Oh, Mike.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, so you can't. Okay, put Wampy's comment on the screen. So if you take the screws off the back, you'll be able to get inside of this thing.
Show us the back. I'll walk you through it. Let's do a live disassembly right now on Super Game Room Dudes.
No, we're not going to disassemble it right now. All right, so you're going to need to take those screws right there.
Not those ones. The other ones.
It's authentic dust. All right, but it's pretty cool. And taking a look here.
You should zoom in a little bit more.
Come on, stop it. I'm trying to.
What? You're too far out. People can't really see the detail.
Before we turn it on, I wanted people to, kind of like, dude, this is as zoomed in as you're going to get. Does that make sense? Like,
then move it closer to the camera.
Yeah. I mean, look at his chain. Like, he obviously listens to really good music.
So can you take your head out of the picture? You can kind of see your eye, and you look like a bit of a creep bag.
Oh, jeez, Mike. There's your ticket dispenser and your coin coin. There, the black thing is the infrared sensor. If you don't want to use a coin, you just press the button right there to make him do his thing, and then all this stuff. But well, hold on, let me zoom back out. All right, let's get this thing fired up. I didn't plug in a separate camera for you. Hang on. This thing has got an incredibly loud speaker on it. It's incredibly loud. So let's fire this thing up.
Nostalgia,
And-
what's the first wish you would make if
I see you
had a
over
Zoltar?
there. Yes, you.
If I could just
Come
gain
on
a few
over and
extra
let
inches.
Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
That is
Isn't it?
so friggin' cool.
and you know,
I am Zoltar, the great gypsy, and I can see your fortune. Come see it too, no?
okay, now
This
watch
is the
this.
best product they've
What
ever
are you
released.
waiting for?
Love it.
All right, so I just inserted a token. I hit the
You
button on
may
the
have
side.
heard this, but Zoltar is here to tell you you can believe it. Age is simply a matter of mind. If you don't mind, then my friend, it doesn't matter. So go on, be carefree like a little baby. But first, give Zoltar a little money, and I will give you a fortune.
Is that the best part?
Coolest shit in the world. Can you buy additional
Your
rolls of
fortune is
Zoltar
mine for the
speaks?
telling, and
Yeah,
yours
we'll talk
for the
about that in
hearing.
1 minute.
Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
Hold on. Let me-
I see you over there. Yes, you. Come on over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune. I am Zolt.
All right, here we go. Here's the next fortune.
My name is Zoltar the Gypsy, and I have some words of wisdom to bring you much happiness. As you travel through this life, remember this. If you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Go ahead and let Zoltar tell you more.
What?
We'll do one more. We'll do one more.
Okay.
Zoltar the Gypsy at your service. Today is your lucky day, my friend, for I have a fortune especially for you. Listen closely. Sometimes you can tell a wise person not only by what he says, but also by what he doesn't say. Remember, it is much better to say little than to say too much and regret it later. Give Zoltar your treasure.
Some
I
YouTubers
have
need to take
much
that
wisdom
advice.
to share with you. What are you waiting for?
Isn't that incredible?
What's on the back of the tickets?
Fortunes, full-on fortunes, which we'll zoom in on here for you. So, shut up!
Patrick, throw it against the wall and see if it opens.
So, who was it? Somebody just asked. I think Steve Sales said. So there's 3 settings. You could set it up on a track mode. You could set it up on just normal standard mode, and you could set it up for infrared mode. So if you don't have the infrared mode turned on, Steve, the infrared right here is not going to work. So just a heads up there. You got to switch this to infrared mode, which is in the middle. Let's take a look at the little cards here. Keep in mind, when these go up for pre-order again, I think next week, they said that they are going to, I think, have these separate rolls available for people to buy replacement rolls of fortunes. And let's see how well we can get this camera to work with these super tiny Zoltar cards. Look at this.
Zoom in.
All right, here we go.
Is it just paper or is it like cardstock? Is it thicker?
It's I don't know. It's paper. Is it going to work? Is it going to zoom? Maybe I got to get out of the camera shot. No, it's not going to work. It's just too small.
That's what she said.
It's too small, guys, but they're
Story of my
awesome.
life.
But they're awesome. I mean, they're cards. And
If
on
you
the
go
back,
farther back, it's farther back. There you go.
and see right here, like they have full-on fortunes on the back. So I have to tell you guys, this is probably I think, in my opinion, I'll tell you my review. Although New Wave Toys has done a lot of great Replicade arcade games, this is probably, in my opinion, the coolest product they've made so far.
You know what's wild? Like some of their other products that aren't arcades are some of the coolest shit they ever did. Like that Coke fridge. That Coke fridge is awesome.
Are you kidding? The 7-Up Slurpee little cup. That was the best product that they've released.
I actually really like that too.
Yeah. Let's see if we can just show this off for everybody. And I'm sorry, guys. I should have set up a second camera.
Well, Nostalgia would have, but you're not a professional.
That's okay.
Let's see.
You'll
if we
learn
can get this
eventually.
come on. Focus. Focus. Focus.
You're not zoomed in enough. You got to zoom in more.
You think I got to zoom in more?
Yep. You got to zoom. Oh, you're not zoomed in. A little
Keep
bit
going.
more.
Keep going.
A little bit more, man. Yeah, a little bit more. No, that's perfect right there.
Right
Okay.
there. Just
So
That's
right
great.
there, guys, everything you need to know Right there. Oh, look
What did I
at that.
just tell
did
you?
come in.
Look
Perfect.
at that. All right. There. Attract mode, infrared mode off. There's your on-off switch. The faux AC cable that comes with it. There's your USB-C for charging, and of course the volume.
Oh, this is bullshit. It doesn't have an HDMI out.
Oh, shut. But and then now look at this. Oh, now you get a really good look. Look at that. Zoltar speaks. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, you know, and it's plastic, not wood, but it's just so freaking awesome. And there you can see the dust inside, right? Like that's like really my only griping point is the dust is in there, but it is what it is. Man.
Whoa. It's plastic?
Yeah, this isn't like wood. Oh, here, let me show you this. So
How many tickets come on a roll?
I can't remember, but this is the ticket roll. And if you were to, I do have to move it back just a little bit. So there's this, oh, I'm doing everything in a mirror. You have to hold this down. And when you hold this down, you can put a flathead screwdriver in that slot. And then you turn it counterclockwise and you can wind the tickets back in. So you can reuse the same ticket roll if you wanted to do it that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. P-Dubs, you're so good at explaining stuff.
Shut up, man. This was impromptu, but I'm excited. I mean, I paid for this out of pocket. I was so happy to order it, and I think it's awesome. But you know,
yeah, arguably their best product they've ever released.
Well, I think it's the coolest thing they've ever done.
I've got a question for you. If you don't rip the tickets off and you just let them keep coming out, can you just roll back up the roll and put it back in? Oh,
Yep.
nice.
No, you can't do that, Mike.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
No.
can.
No.
So, for instance, this is
P-Dubs would have told us if you could.
This is the original roll, and my wife and I were playing with it, and we had about 25 tickets coming out. And although when you order it, it comes with a spare roll, I was like, I don't want to start tearing these off. And I opened it up and I wound it back. You know what I mean? That way we can tear these
That's
off.
awesome.
So you can reuse the same roll, but I would recommend getting a spare roll or two. So there. Now, because of this animatronic is doing well, are there any other animatronics that you guys can think of that you guys would like to see New Wave Toys take a crack at?
I heard some people talk about like the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics and stuff like that, but that'd be a very different thing. I mean, are there other vending machine type animatronics like Zoltar? I'm not familiar.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So for instance, the company Characters Unlimited,
they have unlimited characters,
who made this. Let me take a look here, guys. Now, guys, I think some of you might recognize one of these. I'm going to share my screen for you. I think some of you might remember seeing a Merlin machine. So right here, there's a Merlin fortune telling machine. I remember, I think it was at the Aladdin's Castle in Lombard, Illinois. They had a Merlin machine when I was growing up. So you got Zoltar, you got Merlin.
Oh, look at that. They've got people. I've seen people everywhere. So that's pretty familiar.
Yeah, people are pretty popular.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is when we look at our different fortune telling machines with Characters Unlimited, there's the Truthful Bear.
Truthful Bear.
The Truthful Bear. Look at that.
Well done.
The Del Rio Carlos.
That's a deluxe cabinet.
It says
you could upgrade to the deluxe cabinet.
Yeah, this is the Del Rio Carlos. Taking a look here. This is Zoltar, the economy model.
That's the Casino-Cade Zoltar.
That's Casino-Cade Zoltar. And then we also so that's just a few of them. So, you know, because they got the licensing with and now a great relationship with Characters Unlimited, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do more animatronics. And I would be excited if they did a Merlin. But I'm a fantasy geek. So yeah, let's see.
I mean, Zoltar was really the home run. That's the one everybody knows, famous for big. Yeah.
Yeah.
When are they going to do people?
I don't know. So right here they have the Pappy's Pennies. I don't know if anyone ever saw Pappy's Pennies before, but let me take a look at that.
Is that the one where you crush the penny or you crush the little piece of metal?
I think so. I think it's one of those.
Like flattens it out into like a weird oval shape. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone tell Shiloh to make a quick draw McGraw playable animatronic. There you go. Good stuff. Chuck E. Cheese characters would be awesome. Some of the characters from there, Showbiz Pizza. Where's the full of shit politician? Oh, there you go. Check seasonal characters for mummers.
Yeah, look at that. There it is. Stretched out penny.
All right, let's go to
Man in Outhouse. Man in Outhouse.
what's this one?
Not
Seasonal
Man in
characters, man,
Outhouse.
It's just like some elves.
Yeah, this is just some elves, bro.
Man in Outhouse.
Okay,
Is this
Mike.
one where the door swings wide open? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
All right, this is the one we need. Shiloh,
For a good
if you're
time, open the door. Yeah.
Shiloh, if you're out there, this is the one we need. How many of you would like a 1/6 scale man in outhouse? Give us a 1 in the chat. I know Mike's solid.
This is a comment for Jason Little Alien. He'll know this. No one else probably will. Oh, it's those damn enchiladas.
Yeah. Oh man. Put $1 in, get a penny back. There you go. That's pretty funny, man. A man in an outhouse. He just talks smack to you. Like I don't.
So incredible. That's the best one.
Yeah, looks a lot like Mike. I'm kidding. Stop screaming.
No. We had an outhouse with our cabin when I was growing up. So yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot of really, really cool stuff that they could get with Characters Unlimited if they want to keep doing animatronics with Characters Unlimited. You never know. They could go and get other licenses. Like, remember, this animatronics is kind of like their pinball, where they're like, if it's successful, we'll keep going, right? So if these end up being successful, they'll keep going. If these aren't successful, this could be a one and done type thing. So, that's up to you guys. But like Mike said, I'm going to interview them on Tuesday the 9th. We're going to have both Characters Unlimited and Shiloh on my channel next Tuesday. We were going to do it Monday, but we had to switch it to Tuesday to accommodate having Olaf on, who's the guy who, owns Characters Unlimited. It's a family business and he wants to be involved. So we're also going to be giving away a whole bunch of these during that live stream, guys. We're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways. So make sure you tune into that live stream so you guys could potentially win a Zoltar. According to this, 50% of you are waiting to pre-order. Well, maybe you should wait to pre-order until after that show, because you might win one for free during that broadcast. And we'll see how that goes. But there you go. So that's what's going on with New Wave Toys. People are receiving their Zoltars. Mike, did you get one? Or are you going to get one? Or wait, the shipping thing, right, is what you were telling me?
Yeah. So, I would absolutely love to have one. But it's really hard for us to order from New Wave Toys here in Canada. And it's not their fault. It's just the shipping sucks. Then we got to pay tax and duty. So usually I wait to see if something shows up on Amazon.
I gotcha. Nostalgia, you going to get your hands on one?
I want to as well, but as Mike said, the shipping cost is pretty heavy. So for now, it's a waiting game. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Shiloh will send some out for reviews, and that's typically how I get a lot of my New Wave Toys products. So maybe I'll end up with one, but I don't have any immediate intention of picking one up, just because the cost of the shipping will be probably the same or not, if not more, than the cost of the actual device.
Yeah,
So.
that's a problem, sadly.
Yeah. Whew.
Nostalgia, we should just move to the U.S.
You should.
I'm
I
thinking
would
about it.
love to.
I'm going to Florida or Texas or something.
Not me. I'm going to Delaware.
Good job. Good job.
Someone mentioned, Iceman says, until Zoltar goes off in the middle of the night all by itself. Really quick segue. I got a funny story to tell you about that. I used to collect McFarlane horror figures back in the day. So I had this huge, Michael Myers toy and a Freddy Krueger toy. And they had this motion sensor, and they would go off and say a line from the movie. Like Michael Myers, all it was it was Laurie Strode screaming, and then it played the Halloween theme. And then Freddy Krueger, you hear footsteps, and then it was no running in the hallway. when I first met my wife and she slept over to my house, she would get up in the middle of the night to use the washroom, and she would walk by the toys. And then all of a sudden it would be like, "Oh God, help me!" Dun, 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 dun. So she hates those toys. I told her the other day my parents found them down in their basement, and I was going to bring them back over. So.
Oh, you're a funny guy, Mike. All right, we're gonna try and do something a little bit different right here. So let's see if we can make this look good. So these are custom Zoldog, Pappy, Madame Esmeralda, Monolots. These are all custom machines that they have on their website. So you could actually build your own machine with them. Isn't that kind of funny if you actually had the money running an arcade, all that stuff?
Just a quick question. If they made a replica animatronic Pitbull, would it be a guy in the gym showing off his underwear and legs?
There's a Trump one. Oh, man. Charlie Speaks. Look at that. So, yeah, you could do custom ones. Old Pirate looks pretty cool.
We could buy one and get a custom one and make it Detroit Love Speaks.
Yeah.
And you know how he has those sayings every week for the opening of the show?
Yes.
Those.
That's all it could be.
Yes. We got some hot news for you this week coming out of Detroit. Speaking of Detroit, while I'm flipping through this so the audience can see these real quick, guys, we'll move on to the next topic here in a minute. But speaking of Detroit, I watched the new Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley Netflix movie. Loved it. It's not as good as Beverly Hills Cop 2, but it's definitely way better than Beverly Hills Cop 3. It's a very enjoyable movie. I highly recommend you watch it sometime this weekend, guys. Eddie Murphy is
it
back.
Better than Beverly Hills Cop 1?
No, I would say the best one, in my opinion, just my opinion, is Beverly Hills Cop 2. I think it's...
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a great movie. I love it. So I think in my opinion, Beverly Hills Cop 2 would be the best. Beverly Hills Cop would be second best. And then this movie, Axel Foley, then Beverly Hills Cop 3 would be.
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen any of them because of the way you responded to what I said.
What?
I said, get the fuck out of here. You're supposed to respond with, no, I cannot get the fuck out of here.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry for swearing, guys. I know there might be kids watching.
We were trying not to swear tonight, Mike. Oh, look at this, Garbage Pail Kids. That'd be kind of funny as well, right? But I enjoyed it. And yeah, Surge is in there. He calls him Ackwell. Surge returns. So you guys definitely want to see Bronson Pinchot return.
Does he make it with a lemon twist?
Oh, that's kind of creepy. Hold on a minute.
Ever watch
Wait a
Beverly
minute.
Hills Cop?
Nostalgia. Well, look, I'm not doing the whole movie quote thing right now. Nostalgia, do me a favor. Can you sit up straight? Okay, now can you kind of tilt your head a little bit this way? Like, no, angle your face. Okay, wait. Yep. Mike, look. Do you see what I see?
That looks just like P-Dubs.
Yep. All right, let's get off of this. All right, so there you go. So, you know what's cool? And I got to tell you this too. A lot of people, some people will be like, oh, it's death shit. Death shit. In my opinion, this is really cool death shit. And it was nice this week to talk about something that actually was exciting and fun. Does that make sense? With, the other, because we're about to talk about the NBA Jam Deluxe, and it's not going to be exciting and fun.
It's disappointing and sad.
It's disappointing.
For who?
All right.
Maybe for people like you.
Yeah, exactly. I've never stated
nobodies.
Else.
Yeah, for the nobodies, it's disappointing.
Okay.
Yes. So, Mike, do me a favor, take it away. I got to catch up on my tasty beverage here. What is happening with NBA Jam Deluxe?
Well, we all saw the announcement this past week. There's some real good in there. There's also some bad. So the good is, we should have this up on the screen. I apologize. I don't have it ready.
I got it for you.
That's very presumptuous of you to assume we've all seen this announcement.
Well, Nostalgia, I know you probably haven't seen it yet. So here's the new NBA Jam 2-player Deluxe arcade machine. So again, it's a game that's already come out several times, but the cool thing about it is one of the community comments for the 4-player cabs was, I would love to buy a 4-player cab, but it just takes up too much room. I would love to see one with a 2-player deck so I could fit it in next to my other arcades. So really cool of Arcade1Up to take that community feedback and then deliver on that. And they made a 2-player NBA Jam. And the cool thing about this for arcade authenticity is there was 2-player jam machines out in the wild. You can still play 4 players online, but it's a 2-player machine. Where it falls apart, other than the fact that, it's a game that's already been out a bunch of times, is if you go down to one of the images of the cabinet sideways, they also advertise it has a new form factor. And while this might not be a big deal for some, it's a little bit of a big deal for me because I buy these for nostalgia. There's many ways to play NBA Jam, but the reason I would spend more than those ways, $500 on a cab, is because they're providing me all this nostalgia. And this new form factor is so foreign to the arcade that I feel like that nostalgia is kind of lost on this. So I looked at the bottom, and the bottom is a take on the Casino-Cade, basically. They wanted to make a sleek design. They heard that people wanted more room in their arcade, and the 2-player panel was great, but then they went a little bit too far and then gave us this bottom. For you, those of you saying, like, what do you mean? Like, there's no difference with the nostalgia. This is very narrow. Not so bad for NBA Jam, but it's going to impact the artwork on a lot of cabs going forward, and it's just not a shape that was ever in the arcade, anything that looks like the arcade. So to me, I lose a lot of excitement and nostalgia in this product because it just doesn't, it's moving farther away from an arcade recreation, becoming something else. So that's my feeling on it. The community, most of the polls that I've seen, all feel strongly too. They don't like the new form factor. It seems to be about 60% of people say, yeah, I won't buy anything from Arcade1Up going forward if it has this form factor. There's about 15 to 25% that say, like, they don't care, they think it's good. And then there's just a bunch of people that are like, I'm not going to buy an Arcade1Up anyways. So yeah, Bill's saying it. A lot of people are saying it too. Really good on the 2-player deck. That's something a lot of people ask for. No one asked for this change in the form factor. We want these arcades to look like arcades, not whatever the hell this is.
Nostalgia. Michael B just took a dump all over this thing. What are your thoughts, man? I've been waiting all week to hear a fresh opinion on this product. Keep in mind, it's $500, and a 4-player one was what, $400 when it came out.
It's interesting. This is the first time that I've seen these photos, and I certainly understand what Mike's saying, especially because it is a very different. It's a very skinny form factor. So even if you have a bunch of their other products and you pick this up, it would look out of place amongst the rest of them. So you're kind of in this weird spot where even if you pick up their other deluxe models, it's not even going to fit in with those in terms of form factor. This would like look okay next to a Casino-Cade. That being said, I think there is something pretty important that, Mike, you did miss, something that Arcade1Up has done on this machine. If we can get back to the side view, P-Dubs or Mike, I don't know who's controlling this right now.
I got you.
Yeah, so get me like a straight on shot to the side.
All right, hang on 1 second.
Whenever you're ready.
It's coming.
I got all night. It's not a big deal.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay, so this works. So, Mike, one thing that you missed, and I think that this is, like, I've seen people saying, I can't. Was it Bill in the chat that said 2 steps forward, 3 steps backwards?
Mm-hmm.
1 step forward, 2 steps backwards.
Whatever it was, I think they're just staying apart. Look, they come with screw caps. They've got screw caps, and it looks really cool because the screw caps cover up the holes in kind of like the black part of the basketball. What I wish they had done here, though, is instead of using bright yellow screw caps on the basketball, they should have used something like an orange or a brown or something like that. But Mike, come on, you got to give them credit where it's due. Like,
they've been using screw caps for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, but they included it here. Don't you understand? Honestly, like, joking aside,
I know you love things that plug things up, and you've got one in your pants right now.
I also like really,
let's talk about
I also like really thin and skinny things too. So, I will say that I think this looks really awkward. It doesn't really look like an arcade in the traditional sense, and Arcade1Up hasn't done an amazing job in general with making their machines look like super accurate, but this is
Yeah.
like a huge step out of what they've been doing for the
Yeah,
last 5 years.
That's my problem with it. Like when we talked about this Monday night, a lot of people were like, well, there was the shark fin. That didn't really look like an arcade. We've come so far since the shark fin where they got so close and they tried so hard on some of these other designs. Like, sure, the controls were never where they should have been. And you can argue that the quality of the materials isn't up to your specs, but you do have to give them credit. On the form factors, they really tried to make these authentic. And I really appreciated that. So, say your shark fin stuff all you want. This is a step backwards, in my opinion, a major step backwards.
What I think this would indicate, at least to me, is almost like the end of an era where Arcade1Up has, for a very long time, and probably not so much in the last year, but for a very long time, they were really trying to get good IP, stuff that the community was asking for over time. But now it looks like they've kind of shifted their mind, especially with the lackluster deluxe devices that they've been releasing, re-releasing IP after IP after IP, just constantly rehashing the same shit that they've been sending out for the last however long. And now changing the form factor, I think this is kind of Arcade1Up outwardly saying, we're no longer trying to give you guys what you want.
But then they do the
this,
2-player deck, which is a very heavily requested.
Maybe. But when I look at that, the 2-player deck isn't like a community. This isn't based off community feedback. It's a cost-saving measure. And when I see this form factor, it's also a cost-saving measure. Just in terms of material, it's going to be less material to produce, so it'll be cheaper to manufacture. It'll be cheaper because it'll be smaller in the boxes. Smaller boxes means cheaper freight. Cheaper freight is going to be better because then they have higher margin. Smaller boxes is better because they can fit more of them in the shipping container. This, to me, indicates that Arcade1Up's priority here is mass-produced, cheapest, build something in the cheapest form factor that they can, or smallest form factor that they can, and just ship it out to whomever will buy it. So I don't know what that means. If that means that Arcade1Up moving forward is pretty much just like a completely different company, we're not going to be seeing any of the stuff that we want. And realistically, we're not going to be getting the things or the IPs that we want in the form factor we want. But that's what this says to me, because this is so wildly different than any other product they've released.
I have never been more proud of you, Nostalgia. I have never been more proud of you. You are 100% bang on. You are 100% bang on. This company is not the company of 2020, 2021. They're in a very different place right now. This is probably going to ruin some of my show Monday night, but they had a roadmap, 50 top arcade games of all time, and they went through them. They went through the top 50. They got all the licenses, everything. They had everything except Nintendo, and they did the top 50. They went to the stores and tried to sell the top 50, and that's it. They have no interest in doing anything new. They feel they have a pretty good lineup of games right now. They're going to continue to repackage them, put them in these form factors, and just sell them to retailers. You're bang on with your point. Bang on.
I see MG is saying that the boxes are the same size. I didn't know that. I would assume
the boxes were smaller as of the deluxe line anyways. So the XL box last year for the Pac-Man XL was even smaller than the normal 3/4 box. So they've even saved on shipping. Even though the box is going to be the same size, there's still less wooden material.
Right. It's going to be lighter in general, which means a cheaper freight. So, it's interesting.
Let me jump in here. So real quick. So the fact we talked about this on Mike's stream earlier in the week, and when the news broke about this machine, just in my humble opinion, 2-player deck was a fantastic idea. And it's something that they probably should have done a couple of years ago. They should have said, hey, we're going to sell it as a 4-player and a 2-player at different price points or something, right? People want Ninja Turtles as 2-player, X-Men as 2-player, NBA Jam as 2-player. People have been asking for it. Simpsons as 2-player. They do these big 4-player control decks kind of suck from Arcade1Up. I mean, they take up too much room in your game room. Every one, like NFL Blitz, every 4-player game I've gotten rid of except for NBA Jam. I still have my NBA Jam.
I'm okay with a 4-player deck when you're recreating an original, right? I think that looks good. But
Well,
even
it's
the
nice
four,
to have the option for people who don't give a shit about that.
I don't even
you
I
know?
don't even care about the 4 players. I'd probably never ever have 4 people over to play. I might have
Right.
most I've ever had is probably like 3 people at a cab at once
Right.
and they were kids. But like if you're buying an arcade recreation, yeah, you want a 4-player deck. But if you're buying it and you want a touch of nostalgia and you still want to play and have room,
Right.
2 players fine. Like, but I'm okay with a 4-player deck. They've never done the 4-player deck right. The 4-player deck has always been this weird shape. I mean, like if you look at your Turtles Quarter Arcade, it's got a correct deck on it. I would love to see that.
Right. But here's also what blows my mind is, didn't they just release an NBA Jam Deluxe 4-player
Last year, yeah.
for $500?
Yep.
Okay. This machine is about 30 pounds lighter, has less joysticks, less buttons, less controls, less wires, and it's $500. Like, and it's a tinier machine, and it's so much lighter than the other ones, because this thing all in weighs 60 pounds, guys. 60 pounds.
The NBA Jam last year debuted at $600, $599. The 4-player decks are always more expensive.
Right.
It might be $499 now.
So like I said in my video when I gave my opinion on the news, like if they brought this out, hey, it's an NBA Jam Deluxe 2-player at like $399, I think people would have been like more understanding of it.
No.
It's a smaller machine or some bullshit, right? But $499
that's why I think like this is kind of a charade, right? Like this isn't a cool new product that they listen to the community and they put out. No, this is a product that they went to the drawing board. They didn't really care what anyone in the community was saying, and they looked for ways that they could cut costs. They made the device smaller, thinner, less material, so it'll be lighter to ship. It'll be lighter in terms of logistics, getting it from point A to point B within the United States once it comes back in from China. And then you've got 2-player control deck, which is half the amount of controls that you would have had on their 4-player deck, but the price is the same. So they've reduced their cost. They've increased their margin because they've kept the selling price the same. Or
they don't have any research and development costs because the game's already done.
The license has already been acquired and they're still paying that license. So it's not like they've renewed their license. The cost of the license hasn't changed. So this to me is an indication that Arcade1Up's priority is, and this isn't a bad thing for a business, but businesses are in business to make money. It's just the reality of the situation. Their priority seems to be releasing a product that they can turn over in the quickest volume and make the most amount of money while doing it. That just ultimately means that we're probably not going to be seeing a lot of the products that we wanted to see come out from them. Mike here, Robotron Dreams is in the garbage, man.
I've given up. So, Nostalgia, I've never been more proud of you. Like, I give you a hard time a lot for your business knowledge, but you're bang on with this. Like, Arcade1Up isn't the company that a lot of us, the company was never great, but like the products, like Arcade1Up is not the company that produces and has the same products that they had 2 years ago, and they're never going to be it again. They're exactly what Nostalgia says. So, I mean, 19K Fox said it best on my show. Realistically, we should expect shit like this and hope to be surprised. That's the best we can hope for if you're a fan of their products and you want to see new things come out. Biggie D asked if Arcade1Up is going to be at EVO. I don't know. I think probably at least one home arcade company or product might be released at EVO, but I don't know if Arcade1Up will be. It depends. If they've got a Street Fighter or some kind of fighting game coming out, they might do it. But other than that, I don't know.
I haven't heard any rumors that they're going to be at EVO from any of my usual sources, so I'd be surprised if they're going to go there. It would shock me a little bit.
I don't think I'd actually be surprised if they go to those sort of events. I think what's realistically going to happen with this lineup moving forward is, I would say maybe every 6 months to every year, we're going to start seeing those little changes in their machines that make it less and less appealing to the core arcade enthusiast market. And it'll be more and more like cookie cutter, simple designs that can be sold in mass or in retailers, similar to like the My Arcade model. right? Like
Yeah.
my arcade devices kind of suck,
Big
and
time.
but they're everywhere, and it's
Right.
because they don't really care what anyone wants from them. They're going to make what they're going to make in a form factor that's inexpensive. They've got high margin that retailers would have reasonable margin and that they can shovel off in volume. And I know that's maybe not quite the same comparison when you're talking about a $500 product versus a $50 product, but I think that is the direction we're going to start to see this company move.
So MG asked this. I answered this question on my show on Monday. I want an arcade recreation of Robotron. If like they're going to make it, but it doesn't look like the arcade, it's not an arcade recreation. So no, I wouldn't buy one. Realistically, at that point, I could just play Robotron pretty comfortably on my AtGames Legends Ultimate. If I can get my LCD marquee to work again, I'd even have a marquee then. So yeah, I like, to me, this new cab style, I'm very serious about this. I can never see myself buying another Arcade1Up if the cabinet style is like this. I'm not interested. I'm out, dog.
You know what's
Wow.
interesting though?
That's like
You know what's
a
interesting?
bombshell news for this game.
I told you this Monday and you made fun of me. You were like, yeah, right, Mike.
I first off, Mike, I believe you. This is actually the one time that I believe you. I know on a previous
you
Super Gamer
know where I
Geeks
am.
episode,
I'm always critical of these cabs when they're not arcade accurate. I like pick it apart. Like this is what I want Arcade1Up. This is what I always wanted Arcade1Up to be. Recreations of arcades, as close as you can get them. Fool me with nostalgia.
You know what I think the reality is though?
It's the inflation edition.
It's the inflation. That's a great name. The interesting thing is I actually don't think that this product is going to have trouble selling.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
Really? Whoa!
Yeah, no,
hold on. What?
I don't think that this is going to have that much trouble selling because, like, it looks like what they're doing is they're making this thing smaller, tighter form factor, cheaper, which
You're
makes
nuts.
it. I think it's more accessible for retailers. So, if they can get this inside of a Costco and they can put this on display somewhere, or if they can get this inside of another retailer and it's on display, people might walk past it and be like, it's not actually that big. It's not that obnoxious. Maybe I'm going to buy it. But it's not going to be the people who want to buy it. It's going to be the people who are like, okay, I can see this would be a good gift for my husband for his little man cave or whatever.
So you're saying grandmas are going to buy this off the home shopping network?
Wives, well, I mean, women make up 80% of the consumer market. So like, it's going to be like giftable items.
Again, you're 100% right. This is 100%. They're just trying to get these out the door to retailers. Space is key in retail. You know this, nostalgia, from working at a retail store. They've made the box smaller. They've made the footprint smaller. They've made it smaller for warehouses. Everything about this is smart business. And honestly, there's still people out there that aren't like us, don't have the same expectations of us. They'll see this and they'll remember the shark fin days. It'll be fresh to them and they'll be like, hey, cool, that thing kind of looks like an NBA Jam. They're just going to buy it. And the company will probably stick around for years peddling this stuff. It's just they're going to lose a lot of their core fan base, people like me, because they're not going to do what they want to do. But like Arcade1Up says, we're in the 10%, so it probably doesn't mean anything to them.
I think he was just trolling. He was sharing something from, what is the name of that company?
American Gear Company. That has nothing to do with John D.
Yeah, that's not a John D thing. In fact, for instance, the American Gear Company is using Glenn's retro show parts in it, like his spinners and stuff. And do you think Glenn is going to partner with John? There's a lot of bad blood there, man. John I think was just trolling in that Facebook group when he said that was his machine. It's been really odd, all the weird stuff coming out. But that's pretty much it for Arcade1Up news. Is there anything else going on with Arcade1Up? We got to cover AtGames and then get out of here.
Nope, that's it. They released this new NBA Jam, new sleek form factor. Hopefully they rethink this decision, but more than likely they won't, and this is the future going forward. So, I mean, you know, if you don't like it, speak with your wallet. Don't buy it.
Okay. So, Mike, what is going on? Oop, I didn't mean to do that camera view yet. What is going on with AtGames?
Bunch of stuff going on with AtGames. So AtGames released their July calendar this past week. So we got updates on the Legends pinball games coming out for the 4K, the Zen pinball games, and I've been waiting all fucking week for this, and I'm sorry for swearing again. I know people don't want to swear on the show. I'm sorry.
I just want to point out, I only said the S word tonight.
Yeah.
And,
I'm sorry. I'm really overly excited about this because look on the 17th. It's the biggest day in the world for our co-host,
Pony baby,
Nostalgia, the Brony, because My Little
my
Pony
goodness.
is coming to the the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP. So it looks like we're getting My Little Pony, Garfield Pinball, and then Godzilla vs. Kong is finally coming out. At the end of the month. So we get an update on that after it was delayed a couple weeks ago. There's some stuff that can be viewed as negative. We'll get into that later, but they're also doing, like they did last month for Natural History, they're doing like a bunch of celebration events on some of their Zachariah games. You can see it listed there. So they're going to do like some trivia on their Facebook pages and stuff like that. Here's the other stuff that's coming out. They're also doing a Flipper Friends tournament. I'm probably going to do a stream tomorrow night. Because I don't do anything on Saturday nights anyways. And I'll probably play the 3 games that they're playing in the tournament on my 4K if anybody wants to watch.
What are the games?
Geez, where is it?
See if you can find that. And
it's Black Hole is the Gottlieb game. I'm trying to remember what the other 2 are now. It's Black Hole.
Wait, is it only for Legends 4K owners? Not high def?
Legends 4K Flipper Friends. That's why it says Flipper Friends Legends 4K.
Well, why aren't they doing an event for the high def owners?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
Okay. Let's go.
Anyways, I can't remember what the other 2 games now. If someone could tell me, that'd be great. I don't have it here in front of me.
Do you guys know in the live chat? We're totally unprepared to deliver the news tonight.
No, I'm sorry. I had this up. It's a little. Let me see if I can find it, guys. I'm sorry.
Mike, you screwed this shit up.
Bubble Bobble, MG says.
Is it Bubble Bobble?
No. It's Taito Frontline, and I can't remember what the Zachariah game is. Frontline, Black Hole, and hold on. I'm just getting the AtGames page up to see if they can tell me.
Yeah.
Flipper Friends. Okay, so we're looking at
Yeah.
Caveman. Caveman's the Zachariah game.
Like I don't get it. Why aren't they doing something for the high def owners? I don't know, get it.
I think they could have ran Flipper Friends for the HD owners as well. Like it would have been just as easy. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, AtGames, if you're watching, considering you have far more HD owners than 4K owners, would be nice for you to include them in this kind of stuff.
It's unfortunate. I think it was an oversight on their part, and it's coming at a really bad time where a lot of the HD owners feel that like they've been forgotten. So I'm sure the feedback will get to them, and you'll see the Flipper Friends tournament changing next week. So
come on. You have to admit this is funny. You have to admit this is funny. National Some Owners Day.
Can we get back to this now?
Oh, sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So can you because you've got the calendar up, can you move the calendar out a little bit?
Yeah, what do you want me to show?
One thing I do want to mention, on the 25th, Natural History 2-pack is finally coming out. They put an update out last month saying it was going to be delayed like the night before it came out. And now Natural History Pack 2 is coming out on the 25th. But right before that, on the 24th, I tried to warn you guys last week on Super Game Room Dudes, especially when the sale was still active, go get the packs. The pinball packs are actually going up $10 from $25 to $35. I don't know the reason why the price increase, but anything before then, if there's any packs out there that you haven't picked up yet, I'd probably grab them before the new price goes into effect. What's weird to me is there's a sale starting right on the 25th. So like it's possible they're going to raise the price on the 24th, and then the 25th, the price is going to come right back down on a discount on the sale. Probably not the full price or not, but anyways, they do go up as of the 24th. So keep that in mind. If there's anything that you really want or on the fence about, get it before the 24th. The other thing is a lot of people are pointing out that the Natural History Pack 2, they're feeling that it's a little convenient that it's coming out the day after the price increase. So
I don't know what YouTuber is stirring the pot on that.
yeah, I don't know either. But anyways, I will tell you as much as I can tell you from behind the scenes. Like we had our chat, influencer chat, if you want to call it, the YouTube media program with AtGames, and on the original calendar there was no update on Natural History Pack, and we suggested that where they did delay it last month, we didn't want another Godzilla versus Kong issue where it was just gone and people were complaining like no update on Godzilla versus Kong. So we said you should at least include it. And I think they just pick a random date. The fact that it's the day after the price increase is just happenstance. That's the way I see it. But it entirely could be moved intentionally. I don't know what the answer is, guys. I think more so they just, that wasn't even on the calendar originally. We asked for them to give us some kind of update when it would be available, just because of what happened with Godzilla versus Kong, and it just disappeared. So I don't think there was anything intentional about the date. I think they're just trying to find a day to put it in. It just, the optics of it, of course, is it comes out the day after the prices increase. So I understand where people are coming on that.
Nostalgia, what are your thoughts on all that?
There's a lot to unpack there. Are we talking about the price increase specifically that you want my thoughts on, or what specifically are you asking?
Sure. Price increase, or what are you excited about Natural History Pack 2? Like, what are you thinking about Natural History Pack 2?
Yeah, I like the tables that they released. I thought they were really fun. The Natural History Pack 1 was quite
100%.
good. And I would personally recommend, if you have not picked them up, you should absolutely pick them up. They're a ton of fun. They're probably the most played pack, or one of the most played packs that we have on my machine here. And the themes that they went with for the Natural History Pack 2 actually look kind of interesting too. So I think it's exciting that we're gonna get it. It sucks that it was delayed. I'm kind of like two minds on that, because like, they made a commitment for a date, they announced it, they really promoted it, and then they had to stop and say, sorry guys, we got to push it back. But on the same token, like, you've got these Zen tables that have come out, and people have just been yelling at AtGames, why are you releasing these games? Fix them before you release any more. And then people complain when the game's not running 100%. So when AtGames goes and says, hey, these games are not running to our standard, they're not running to a place where we're comfortable releasing them, people are also kind of trashing them for that. So it's like, you can't win. You're either going to piss off one group of people or you're going to piss off the other. So that doesn't really bother me. I think if the pack's not ready, wait till it's ready. Release it when it's good to play, and I'm good with that. In terms of the price increase, if I can be honest, I saw this coming for quite a while. As AtGames is going to continue developing more and more pinball packs, and I guess they've committed to, Mike, you said they're releasing 9 to 15 new tables every single year moving forward.
Well, it's actually 9 to, I think it was like 9 to 15 next year, and then as much as 20 the year after.
Right. So as they continue down this road, I imagine that those development costs are not going to go down. They're probably going to stay the same or increase. And in order to continue to do that, they've got to be profitable. So if they need to be making more money, we're going to see that reflected in the pinball packs. It sucks because I think that this would be the most expensive platform to buy pinball tables on across Steam or PS5 or whatever else. But it's also a much smaller company. You're supporting a device that was built specifically for virtual pinball. And quite honestly, no one else is doing this in the space. So there's no other company that's doing it quite like them. And they're providing a significant, I don't want to say value because there's a running joke on this, but they do have a significant value in their machines, in the sense that you go onto an app store, you buy whatever games you want, you can customize your game selection right on your machine, and you can play them. So there isn't really any other products on the market that can do it, unless you're going to go and spend several thousands of dollars building a custom VPin machine. So I think the price increase is just, it was coming. They've been at the same price since they've released this product. It was due. That's my thoughts.
Well, I don't think people are truly mad about a price increase. Like you said, it's going to happen at some point, right? I think what's concerning is if these games were released on time, on June 28th, as promised and advertised for weeks ahead of that June 28th date. YouTube videos, hype trailers, posts on their Facebook pages, marketing emails from them saying, hey, it's coming out on June 28th. If these packs were released on time, it would have been $25 on both the HD and 4K platform. It's not like they would have released it on June 28th and said, hey, guys, by the way, it's out now, but it's $35 on the 4K version versus the HD. But then they turn around and they say, okay, well, now we're going to release it on the 25th, but the price jumps up $10. You have to understand from a customer's point of view, that is bad optics. That
100%.
does not look good.
I can see that.
And
So
what I find interesting,
really quickly, I just want to jump in here. I really feel bad for the ALP HD owners. I think that AtGames should do something for them. I think they should raise the price early on all the ALP HD games. As a thank you.
Oh, Mike, you're the worst.
Hold on, Mike.
You're
With that, can I just ask, because I don't know the answer to this question. So before I say anything that's wrong, I just want to confirm it. Was the Natural History Pack 2 ever available for pre-order?
No.
So it's never been available for
AtGames have stopped their pre-order process after all the complaints about the pre-order process and the arguments they had about ordering and stuff like that. They decided to go everything live, so there is no option to pre-order anymore. The other thing I do want to say really quickly is this is releasing during a sale. So right now we are speculating that it's going to be $35. We don't know how much it's going to come out at.
Well, here's the thing: is if this was launched and it was $25 on both the HD and the 4K platforms, but let's say now it's coming out on the 25th. Let's just say, I mean, how much do they really knock off these pinball packs? What if they just knock $5 off? Even if it comes in at $30, I think the 4K owners are still going to have enough ammunition to say this kind of sucks for us.
100%.
Because if it was released on time, and I understand we're only talking $5-10, guys. I understand it's a cup of coffee or it's 2 Big Macs. I get it. But optically, this doesn't look good. On June 28th, or on June 27th, they announced that the pinball pack would be delayed. And then on June 28th, they released their calendar. And what I don't understand is on June 27th, they said the pinball pack would be delayed.
That's inaccurate. The calendar was released on the calendar was released a day after. And the first calendar that they released, as Bill will attest to here, had no release of the Natural History Pack. There was no update.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. On June 27th, they had this mysterious tech issue pop up last minute. We need to fine-tune this pinball pack, right? It's not ready. It's not ready for prime time. And then within a couple of days, whatever the issue was has been fixed enough that they now know a new release date for it, and it happens to be the day after the price goes up.
That's
Mike,
not how software development works, man. It's not quite that mysterious.
It's not
even
fixed yet.
Why not?
Why not window?
So you're saying that it might not be coming out on the 25th.
Well, I'm not saying that it might or might not come out on the 20th. I don't know what's in their release schedule outside of what they've said, but what I can tell you is last minute, that mysterious issue is typically the last 24 hours prior to release. You are playtesting the shit out of stuff to find bugs. And if you find a bug that's big enough that could cause massive issues, you hold back the release. That's very typical in software development. Now, I'm not wanting to defend them on this, especially with the placement of the sale and the price increase. That's neither here nor there.
That's why
my point.
That's why I've sat here patiently listening to you and Mike tell me what other reasons are behind this besides my negative assumptions. Does that make sense?
Like me and Nostalgia are glass half full. Patrick's coming at a perspective. The glass is empty, broken, and I'm gonna fucking ruin everything.
No. Well, no, everyone knows I'm a skeptic, glass is half empty kind of guy. And this does not look good. You delay the pack. If you release the pack on time, it would have been $25 or less on sale. Now you're going to release the pack.
The same thing.
Now you're going to release the pack because you screwed up on releasing it on time and punish your customers by charging them more. Even if they knock it down to $30, That is not cool, in my opinion. The only way, in my opinion, that AtGames can make this whole situation right is when this game comes out between the 25th and 29th. They need to make sure that this comes out for the 4K owners at $25 or less.
And
And
$35 for the HD owners. They deserve it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's it. That's just my opinion. I mean, it's not our fault you screwed it up. Why do we have to pay more? You didn't release it on time as promised. Why do I have to pay you more money? That's just where I'm coming from. And none of the, like, I kind of get what you guys are saying. Like, shit happens, shit gets delayed. But I just don't think this is fair to customers. And I think they really need to take a second look at this. I think it's fair feedback.
Again, you know what?
There's a lot of speculating.
Yeah,
happening.
this is a lot of speculation. They may come
Right.
out on the 25th and sell it for $25. And then
Good.
If they do, P-Dubs will make a video saying, I told you, I did this for you. I willed it into existence.
That's right. Yeah, I was going to say.
Not just me, but the hundreds of people in their Facebook groups all feel the same way. I've seen a lot of feedback about people.
I've received the same.
This isn't a P-Dubs thing. This is their community, and I think we need to advocate for the community that, hey man, if you released it on time, it would have been X amount of dollars, but because you missed the release date, because you screwed up, we got to pay 10 more bucks. Come on, man, that's not cool.
I hope that you're right, and it is coming out during a sale, so they do give an option for people to buy it, hopefully around that $25 price. That would be the right thing, as long as they figure out a way to charge more for the HD owners, so they make them feel more like the 4K owners. I would be happy. The HD owners deserve something. They should pay $10 more.
Right.
And I want to clarify here too. I agree with Patrick on the optics from strictly,
and that's been my whole thing.
This is not a good look.
This looks terrible for AtGames. Whatever person thought of this is insane. Like, what they could have done is said, okay, we're going to release it on the 17th. That way it's still $25 before the price increase.
Go easy. This was John Wagner's first job with him.
But then again, I just saw a video yesterday from Tampa Tech. Tampa Tech says he's now a hired employee of AtGames. He's now officially working for AtGames. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen, hashtag blame Tampa Tech. This is all to pay Tampa Tech's salary. It's all Tampa Tech's fault.
That they needed that $10 extra because they had a Tampa Tech.
You know, they hired Wagner. Pinball prices were still $25. Tampa Tech gets on board. We all got to pay 10 more bucks. This is all Tampa Tech's fault. Am I right, chat? Am I right?
You might
blame Tampa Tech.
Right. I think right now, because we don't know what the sales are going to look like, it is what it is. I also think that, Mike, you're mentioning the product being on sale for the sale. I've got two parts to this. One, I'm actually not even convinced that would happen. One, because any time that AtGames has released, as far as I remember, any like specifically new release products, they usually don't put them on sale. So like all the Zen tables, they haven't put those on any sale period since their release. I don't think that we've seen those go on sale for the 4K owners. And oftentimes when they release like the Dr. Seuss packs, when they first came out, I think it was in and around some sale time, and I don't think they were on sale, but maybe they were. But even if they did put them on sale, it would seem unlikely that they would allow that specific brand new pack to be on sale for the entirety of the sale. Like the sale's like almost 3-4 weeks long, right? It's the whole month.
So my favorite thing that P-Dubs does on YouTube is he talks about these tinfoil hats people. I'm so happy that we've come full circle, and now P-Dubs has his own tinfoil community where everything's a conspiracy.
Everyone knows. If anyone took the Tampa guys, everyone knows
Tampa Tech is
about the Tampa
amazing.
Tech thing. Like if you think I'm being serious about Tampa Tech, everyone calm down. That was obviously a big joke. You know what I mean? Blame Tampa Tech.
He's a good buddy of mine.
Blame Tampa Tech. You know, we
He's
like
really
Tampa
nice
Tech.
guy.
He's coming out with a really cool pinball machine very soon, guys. We like Tampa
Hell
Tech.
yeah.
So, but you know, I don't like the fact that Tampa Tech is costing me $10 more per pinball.
Nostalgia,
pack.
this is a good question for you. I was wondering about this last night. Is Pizza Time ever coming to AtGames?
So,
well, I don't know how to answer this because I don't know. Like, I don't know what their plans are. But I would love to see AtGames go and work with Scotty Wick and do a licensed Pizza Time machine. Like, that'd be really badass.
Not a licensed machine. Nobody wants that. Who gives a shit about that? Can we play Pizza Time on our ALPs?
Possibly, I don't know. Maybe you could plug in your PC and play it through VPX.
No, they're asking, is it ever coming natively?
Natively?
Yeah.
Unlikely through a legal channel or through like a commercial channel.
They sponsored it.
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah.
the fact that they sponsored the table. It's the fact that it runs on an engine that is non-commercial license.
Ah, I see what you're saying now. So, like
So
the
it's-
Arcade1Up Rampage,
I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what that's about.
they used non-commercial emulator.
Oh, yeah, okay. And also, and the Mega Man machine and a bunch of other stuff that they did. Yeah, it's similar to that. Yeah, okay.
You
Yeah,
gotta be
used
quick to
Sorry,
roll
man.
with
I
me,
just
nostalgia.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that they did that with the Rampage thing. I knew that they did it with Mega Man and with their Pac-Man.
So well, let's pivot back here because we got one more thing with AtGames we got to talk about. No, two more things, right? Two more things. So for starters, guys, to be fair, and everyone knows, I try to be fair. I have my own opinions. That's why we do this show. We voice all our own opinions. But to be fair, let's be honest. Out of all these companies, despite the fact that AtGames has some issues going on with their Facebook groups and other crap, look at what's happening here. Arcade1Up isn't doing this stuff, right? Like community involvement. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. This is a good thing. You know, whether you want to participate or not, at least AtGames is trying, right? Like all these different events and things like that. Like I get it. That's all really, really cool. But what stinks is when they do stuff like this, and you're like, oh, wow, this is great for the community that we've built. Then they do something stupid like the price change thing. Guys, it just looks bad. I understand there's reasons behind it, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look good.
Do you mean the price change in general or just the natural history?
Just the natural history price change,
okay.
because
Well,
that doesn't look good. Like they could have raised the prices to $35 the 2 weeks after it came out, and no one would have cared.
I don't
But-
agree with that. I
But
don't
here's
agree with that.
here's the other thing too is they have this thing called an LPO program, and this LPO program was originally advertised. If you join the LPO program, you're going to get your $25 gift code where you could buy a Legends Pinball HD or 4K pinball pack. They finally sent out the codes, and they sent out the codes this week, guys. I don't know if you caught this or not. The
Yeah, I
codes
saw
are the codes are only good for HD. So all the 4K owners are sitting here like, wait a minute. I joined LPO. I got my 1-year warranty on my pinball machine, even though it probably came with a 1-year warranty anyway, because they changed that. But I have this code that I can't even use because let's be honest, guys, some guys don't have the HD. They only have the 4K. Does that make sense? Like they have a code that, like what happened there? Why can't we use the code on the 4K?
I don't know if there's some small print or something that justifies that, but as a sign of good faith, it should be easy enough for AtGames to make it work for the 4K as well.
I think they should, because the LPO program originally said, hey, you'll get your $25 code to use on either an HD or a 4K pinball pack.
Yeah.
And then they said, here's the email, here's your codes for everybody. Oh, by the way, you can only use it on an HD pinball pack.
That was in the disclaimer that went out?
Yes, and people have been posting screenshots all over their Facebook groups. Not me. This isn't a P-Dubs agenda. This is the community again, Mike. The community's been all over their Facebook groups posting screenshots saying, what are you doing, AtGames? The original LPO said I could use this code for my 4K. But now I can only use it on an HD, and I don't even own an HD. So you see how that stuff, those mistakes, as small as they might be to some people, are huge when it comes to the customer experience. And they need to get better at that. Does that make sense?
It's 100% fair. It'd be nice to see a response from AtGames on what happened there, and maybe some mistake there.
It really seems to me. Now this is going to be a tinfoil hat theory. It really seems to me that if the price has gone up on natural history to $35, and if they've also now 4K owners can't use the free LPO code to get their free pinball pack, it just seems to me that they just don't want to give away the natural history pinball pack 2 for free. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Like they just want you guys to pay for it in some way. Like you can't use your code for it on the 4K machine. You can't use your $25 code to get it for free because they've raised the price. So even if you are able to use the code, you got to pay another $5 or $10 depending on how much they put it on sale for. Like, it doesn't look good. These are bad decisions at Games, and I hope at Games can learn from this and do better on the next go round. So I think I'm being fair. Like, it's weird. So there you go.
Hold on 1 second.
Like, I have an At Games Legends Pinball 4K. I'm a member of the LPO, Legends Platinum Owner Program. So I was excited that they were going to send me a code for my free 4K pinball pack that I earned as part of their Legends 4K LPO program. And I got an email. I don't know about you other 4K owners. I got an email this week saying I can only use it on an HD pack. That's it. Like, come on, man.
And this was P-Dubs printing off all the Facebook comments.
This was me.
Putting all the dots together.
Screenshots. It's crazy. So I'm just saying, look, they got to do better on this stuff because everything else they're doing is cool. I mean, think like Ristal just said, they're the only ones doing this.
I mean, these companies, Farsight, Zachariah, they weren't making new pinball. There was nothing happening without AtGames.
Right.
Like, let's call a positive a positive. Like, it's cool that AtGames stepped in to do this, but sometimes, mistakes are made and some oversights and people not thinking. And unfortunately, this is one of them. Like, the fact that the LPO owners, if they were instructed, they could use them, even if there was some small print that AtGames can change their mind, a show of good faith. Like, if I ran the company, if I had this kind of feedback that people couldn't use this code, I would then instruct my my customer support team to then offer some kind of discount or some way to fix it. That's what I do. That's a sign of good faith to the community. I think they should do. And another sign of good faith, and this may very well happen, just let me speak, is for the Natural History Pack, where it was supposed to release at $25, do a limited time sale for early adopters that they can pick it up for $25. I think those are two easy moves AtGames can make to rectify both those issues.
Yeah. I think, Mike, the 25th through the 29th, when this pack comes out, I think in order to show that they actually care, which, would be to say, hey, you know what, guys, it's going to be $25 on all platforms, 4K or whatever, and you 4K LPO owners can use your code and get the games for free because that's what this program was originally designed to do. If they don't do that, I'm telling you guys right now, I will immediately cancel my LPO membership and demand a refund from AtGames, as well as not purchase and support their pinball pack.
Okay.
I'm going to get it. Not the LPO. I've never subscribed to that, but I'm probably going to get the pinball pack.
Yeah. But if people don't speak up, Mike, nothing gets fixed. I mean, we've been bashing on Arcade1Up for years, and they made incremental improvements over the year based upon people's feedback.
Until about a year ago,
and then the company went that completely just woo.
There's two ways of thinking about this. I'm very open about this. This is my mantra right now to people in the community. Here's the thing. If you don't like something a company's doing, speak with your wallet. Don't buy it. Like people yelling online, going on Facebook groups and stuff like that. If you got to get it out, brother. But it doesn't do any good. The only way these companies care is if you don't buy their shit.
Yep. I agree. Speak with your wallets, guys. Speak with your wallets. Hopefully we're giving you good information to help you make good decisions out there. It's nice to hear that there was other stuff going on besides the bad optics, which I keep hyper focusing on. Maybe that's just me, but
are you going to participate in any of the tournaments?
I'd like to because what's interesting? It's not just AtGames Flipper friends, but there are a lot of like YouTubers in our community who have started doing tournaments. I think Biggie D's got one going on.
Gregory Farlow does tournaments. I haven't had a chance to jump in on some of those yet, but I got in on some of his Pinball M ones.
Right. Gregory's doing one. Papa Brad and McCloskey, they got one going on. Like everywhere I turn, people are doing pinball tournaments, and that's cool. That's cool. So even if you don't want to do a company sponsored event, There's plenty of content creators that are hosting tournaments, right? And don't forget, he's just joking. He's just hazing you. There you go. All right, cool. But is there anything else? Oh, wait, are they releasing any new games besides this? Like, when is Godzilla? Did they ever confirm?
Yeah, that's coming out on the 31st. So Godzilla versus Kong Pack's
Okay.
finally coming out on the 31st. Garfield is coming out the Wednesday before. So we got 3 Wednesdays in a row with Zen Pinball releases. And Nostalgia's favorite, My Little Pony, is the first of the month.
My Little Pony.
I haven't played it. I want to.
So
I haven't played it.
So do you remember, Nostalgia, a while back, I did a Pinball FX My Little Pony live stream, and I put you on my thumbnail. Do you remember that?
I do.
And
Yep.
and I said I played I think the title of my video was I played Nostalgia's favorite Pinball FX game, right? And I did a live stream of me playing Trolls. Or no, I'm sorry, My Little Pony.
Yep.
Do you know what happened when I go back and I look at my analytics from that video?
That it's like the highest viewed, greatest watch time. What are you talking about?
I lost 9 subscribers on that video. So 9
Serves
people,
you right.
9 people watched that video. And what happens, guys, with YouTube is if you're watching a video and they happen to hit the subscribe or unsubscribe button while that video is running, YouTube records it. So we can see like, okay, I published a video and while people were watching it, 30 people hit the subscribe button. It must have been a good video.
That's if you check your stats.
Right. which I do check my stats. I lost 9 people. 9 people. That's how little people wanted to see My Little Pony content from me. I lost 9
Patrick,
viewers.
You've got it all wrong.
So-
it has nothing to do with
so-
the My Little Pony.
So I'm
content.
telling you now, I don't care if that pinball pack comes out with 0 lag, runs perfect, greatest experience in the world. I am not going to show even a picture of it on my channel because everyone's going to run for the hills.
Well, he can't
You're
do
wrong.
that anyways because he's going to have his furry butt plug in. He's going to be playing it at home.
Yeah. So P-Dubs, the issue that you had is
Whoa,
not
what are we
because
looking
you
at
were-
Go ahead.
Hold on, before we go on, it's not because you were playing My Little Pony. It's because you associated me with your channel that you had the.
You think it's because I put you on my thumbnail?
That's what it was. You put this dumb, ugly face on your thumbnail, and that's what cost you subscribers.
Nostalgia, you're actually a pretty decent looking good dude. Come on now.
Yeah, I'd have relations with you. So really quickly, guys, we only got a couple minutes left. We're about to hit the 2-hour mark, and I really want to play some video games or something.
Yeah, let's
tonight.
do
It's
it.
been
Let's
a
do
long
it.
day.
Let's get this done. Great
So-
conversations tonight, guys. Great conversations.
Nintendo Switch Online, they announced a bunch of new NES games from their Rare partnerships. RGT85 did a pretty good video on this earlier this week. We're reaching the bottom of the barrel on some of these releases. Cobra Triangle's coming out. Cobra Triangle is actually a pretty decent game. This is one of those rare ones we're getting. This is probably the belle of the ball on these releases.
Okay.
So Cobra Triangle, move the video along. I want to show the next one. Cobra Triangle's okay. Like, it's not my favorite game, but it's pretty good.
Mike, you're controlling the video. You got to fast forward.
Well, I'm waiting for the video to go forward. I don't know when it's going to switch. Solar Jetman is the shits. This is another rare game. It's the shits.
So
I do
you
not
were
like Solar
you were
Jetman.
joking earlier when you said they put out some bangers.
This is horrible. This is like late Arcade level releases.
Yeah.
Coming up is they've got a Japanese game. I don't know this one, The Mystery of Atlantis. This might be fun, actually. I like games like this. Sometimes these actually work out to be pretty good, so I'll check this out, but not anything that North American NES fans will know. And then we got a bunch of black box games. Hold on, the volume just came on and ruined my life. So we've also got, here we go, Mock Rider.
Okay.
This is kind of basic, so we'll skip past Mock Rider because there's nothing really that special about Mock Rider.
Yeah. Did
Golf.
they put was it Mock Rider on the iArcade?
I don't remember that.
Oh, everyone loves golf. This is a great game. This is a classic.
Horrible game. This is the shits.
People love this game though, Mike.
Well, it was never one of my favorites. Original black box golf. Donkey Kong Jr. Math. This is actually an interesting one. It's a terrible game, but for NES collectors, it's a super expensive game. So if you want to play a really shitty version of Donkey Kong and teach your kids some math, Donkey Kong Jr. Math is available, but Here's the thing. It's I don't know, man. It's not great. And then Urban Champion, the black box NES fighting game. Check this shit out.
Okay, I kind of want to play this one. I want to play this one. I'll be honest. I want to play it.
I've never heard of this or seen this.
You've never seen Urban Champion? Oh,
No.
it's not great.
It looks wonderful.
It's not
Dude,
great.
it looks
Look at the
incredible.
graphics, man.
It looks all right. Wow. All right, Mike. Thanks so
Well
much.
done, Nintendo.
Anyways,
Woo!
Cobra Triangle is probably the best of the bunch.
Wow.
Donkey Kong Jr. Math is definitely the best of the bunch,
It's
Mike.
not. It's really sad because you look at the Nintendo Switch Online when it first came out, it had so much promise, and I mean, there's 758, I think, licensed North American releases they can put on there, and they have just put no money and no effort into this. I'm okay with the black box games getting up there because that's a piece of history, but some of these other releases, man, are just dog shit. So it's really sad to see that. In the other areas, the more paid tier levels, like Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack, they've done some good stuff with like Game Boy Advance. They've released great games last month. N64, we got Perfect Dark and Turok in the Nintendo 64 mature section. But then you see the free, and not really the free, the first paid tier, and you get these NES games, and you're like, yeah, I'm not getting value for this.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm going to play Urban Champion. I want to check that out. All right. Nintendo, if you need ROMs, call me. Thanks so
No,
much,
that's not
Carl.
where Nintendo gets the ROMs.
They get it from Cool Toy. All right, Mike, 2 hours. I think we did it. Or do you
We
get
did it.
anything else? Or do you get anything else for us?
I literally have nothing. Glenn's got that big sale on, $50 Build-a-Cades, and of course there's great art that can go on it. Make it look like anything you want. It's also got 30% off site-wide. Go check out Glenn's retro show. Other than that, Arcade1Up is got a new NBA Jam, and it's something. And
wonderful.
yeah. So, anyways, guys, let me know if you're going to be participating in Flipper Friends. I'm probably going to do a stream, play some of those tomorrow night, and hopefully everybody has fun. Do some gaming this weekend. Make sure you get some me time in.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, enjoy the holiday weekend with your family and friends. Although the holiday was yesterday, people are carrying this holiday through the whole weekend. Barbecues, grills, parties, fun, adventure, camping, excitement, fireworks. Go have fun. Happy Independence Day to all of you. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Super Game Room, dudes. And as always, we apologize that Nostalgia joined this episode. Hopefully he'll skip next week.
One
I'll
last
skip
big
it just
announcement,
for you.
guys. One last big announcement. You know, it's been a running gag with us for the last almost 2 years about season 3. So season 3 is officially starting. It was delayed. We understand that. It's starting in 3 weeks, right after our new price increase, because Super Game Room Dudes is going members only. Sign up right now, and you can see the first episode of season 3.
And we're charging the low price of $49.99 per month per member. And you'll get exclusive access to a couple sweet emojis and maybe some members-only live shows that we never do.
I completely forgot. I'm not going to be doing Flipper Friends tomorrow night. I might try to do it tomorrow afternoon. Thank you very much, Mike. Money in the Bank. I'm going to watch that. Actually,
what is Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank's in Toronto tomorrow night.
Yeah.
What is it?
Let's just say I get to see Trish Stratus once again on my TV screen, and that makes me so happy.
You know, my wife took a dump in a bathroom stall right next to her. They went stall to stall. I told you that before, didn't I?
Did they play Battle Shits?
They play Battle Shits. Yeah, literally.
All right, let's get out of here, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing. We'll talk to you soon.